This is a video series where I'm creating a music player app from scratch. What is unique about this series is that number one, I've started from Figma, which is a graphic design application. As you can see, these videos from number 1 up to number 5 is just pure Figma, the graphic design aspect of it. And then now we are going to get into HTML. If you're new to this channel, please do me a favor and just hit that subscribe button. Without wasting time, let's just jump straight into Visual Studio Code and get our hands dirty with coding. Okay, so this is just Visual Studio Code. I've got Font Awesome here as a folder, so I've downloaded. It's a free version for the web. If you want to know more about how I downloaded it, you can check out this video number 1. It explains everything. So what I want to do in this video, I just want us to set up the environment. My intention behind this series is to teach you more of an advanced or pro technique and approach to it. So whatever that I'm going to teach you are the skills that I've learned myself, more especially in terms of the thinking and the technique and the framework behind. You will see in details when I'm doing the actual coding what do I mean by the technique and the framework behind. So the first thing that we are going to do, let's just put an HTML boilerplate here so that we can set things up a little bit. Okay, so in this video we're just only going to do the setup. Okay, let's say music app. Okay, that one is done. Save, and then let's see if we have a tab. We don't have a tab for our HTML. Then what we can do, where can we get it? I forgot where I've saved this, but I'm going to find it now. My apologies for that delay. Let's just quickly go to front end and look for IPUI, and then here is it. Let's just drag this and drop it here, and then we know that we are good to go. Just a moment. As you can see, here are the updates. Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to link Font Awesome. So if we want to link Font Awesome, now we can just create a link tag. Okay, and then here we are going to go to Font Awesome folder. This one, as you can see, the version is version 6. We go to CSS, and then on CSS let's just choose all.min, which is a minified version. Okay, and then that will be it. Okay, the last time I was using Font Awesome, maybe I'm outdated or I haven't been keeping up with Font Awesome. So when you want to add a Font Awesome icon, usually you use to just type FAS for Font Awesome regular, and then FA, let's say user, for a user icon. But what I've just noticed in this new version, things are not done this way. I think now it's FA solid or something. Yeah, it's FA solid, of which that's not something to write a story about. What we are going to do, we are going to make our lives easier. We are going to copy the icons from the Font Awesome website. So that is -1 problem. So as you can see here, this FAS and FA user, it's not going to work. Let's just go to our page and refresh. Okay, it's working now. I don't know why it was not working before. So this means that this FAS and FAR is still relevant. Okay, maybe I was in a hurry before, or maybe my connection was not that perfect. Okay, let me just quickly check this FA solid if it works. Okay, let's just see. Okay, it looks like everything is working. If then my own FAS works, then I will go to my old way of doing things, because now I was worried that I have to always type solid here. Okay, this means that then we are not going to use this website for copying the exact code, but we are going to use it as a reference for icons. Let's just close here. Okay, we're going to use it as a reference for icons. Okay, now step number 2, we are done with loading our font awesome and it's working. We're happy with that. Step number 2, let's just add a CSS file here. Okay, let me call this root.css. Now we are getting into the gist of it. Let's talk about like some sort of frameworking your work. So what I'm going to do here, I've got can I call it root or app.css? Let me just call it root.css for now. But the idea behind this root.css is that we are going to partition our CSS in such a way that, number one, it's reusable, and also it's more like modular, I can say. We're not going to write the whole entire CSS of the user interface in one file. I will explain in details when I'm done with what I'm going to do now. So after we are done creating this root.css, let's link it and test if the HTML file and CSS are connected. So let's say style. Okay, style. Okay, and src. Sorry. Let's do the link. Sorry about that. Link, and then the href will be root.css. Okay, now we have linked the root.css style, and then let's just test something here and say body and change the background color to red. Background color to red. Okay, let's just refresh here and see. Okay, that means we are good to go. Okay, and then what else? Let's say okay, let's add another file, and then let's call this file music app. Music app.css. Okay, let's link that file also. Let's just copy and paste this. Copy and paste this and say music app.css. Okay, let's quickly test if that also is working. Let's cut this code here and let's paste it here and change the color to orange. Click save, refresh and see. Okay, we are good to go. As you can see, we have lost our font awesome files there. Let's just quickly go back and see what might have happened. Link style sheet href css.minified. Okay, let's just quickly take these, move this up a little bit. I'm not sure what might be the problem there, but I'm just testing to see, because suppose we do have this here. Let me also go to settings so that I can refresh the cookies. In the meantime, let me see if I remove these. Okay, everything seems to work fine. Remove these and what? Okay, everything seems to work fine for me. Let me refresh. Okay, so this is why you have to do some sort of little progress in code and come here and test if everything is working, so that if there is something that is not working right, so that you can easily see and quickly fix that. It's quite challenging to type 50 lines of code and then things are breaking and you don't know what happened. Okay, let's see. Everything seems to work for me. Okay, let me just do this, or maybe here. Okay, let me just oh, okay, as you can see, this is wrong. This is FAA sol, this is all wrong. Okay, my mistake, this is all wrong. Okay, let's just go back and see. 100%. Let's just refresh here since we're already here. 100%, and then let me paste link to those styles. Okay, refresh. My apologies about that, I should have seen that. Okay, now everything is working. Okay, when I'm doing CSS, this is what I've adopted as time goes by. What I usually do in this root.css, or in this separate CSS style, this is the CSS for the let me say application CSS. Okay, the reason why I'm separating these two application CSS, I've just realized that number one, if you write everything in one file, it's not easy to reuse your CSS. So in this file, I use it mainly to declare variables, to declare all my variables, like your colors are going to be here, like your font, like your padding, and everything that some sort of it's for setting up the entire CSS. I declare it here. Why am I declaring it here? So that when I want to use this file to a different app, I can just copy it as it is, only this root file, and then I can plug it on a different app, and then after that it will go with all these colors and this theme. So in that different app, I can just use the variables that are already here, which means all the colors and other things, so that I can quickly take the look and feel of this in terms of colors. So that's why I'm some sort of separating it from this CSS, so that also when I want to use the CSS for this application, this particular application, I can just take it to a different application and just put it in there, and then it will use the color variables of that application. It's something like that, but as time goes by, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. So let's go back to root, and then what we are going to do here, we are going to declare some color variables. Okay, so I'm just going to declare some color variables. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do that. Sorry, root tag. Okay, I always forgot this tag. Okay, I think you start with the dots here. I always get, no, I think it's 2 dots somewhere here. Not 2, maybe 1. What may be the problem? Okay, let me start from scratch. I think it's like this. I always write this. Okay, like, yeah, here is it. Okay, I don't know why I always forget it. Oh, okay, you first put the dots here, and then you write the root. Okay, now let's continue. Okay, so what I want to do here, I want to create a color variable, which is color primary. Okay, and then from then, let's say I'm going to say black for now. Okay, so this is a variable that I'm going to use, not in here. Here I'm only declaring it so that it can be available, and then I'm going to use it here. As you can see here, we've got an orange background. So if I want to use that variable, I can say var and then color black. As you can see, here is it. So now if we go back and refresh here, let me just quickly refresh here. Suppose that black color, suppose that the background color is black here. Okay, let me go to my this is not it, my CSS is wrong. Okay, save, and also let me just check which CSS comes first here, because it's supposed to be the root first. Okay, the order is very important here. Supposed to be the root with all the declared variables, and then the music app, the one that will use the variables. Okay, let's save this one, go back and see. We are supposed to have a black background, as you can see. So if I want to reuse this CSS with all these variables, maybe in a different app, I can just take this folder and put it there, and that's it. That's why this root and this app are different files. Okay, so lastly, what we are going to do, we're just going to set all our CSS variables, and then we are done in this video. So this is the file that we were using to create this application. So we are just going to refer to it and copy all those color variables and the names also. Okay, one other thing that I've noticed as I'm coding, as time goes by, the naming convention. Like most frameworks, more especially front-end framework, CSS specifically, they are using more of a naming convention like this one. Maybe even me, I've copied this name convention from there. For instance, if I want to refer to an ID of a button, maybe I'll say btn primary. Okay, this is a very common naming convention. Now when I have a project that uses, for instance, Bootstrap, obviously if Bootstrap has got the same naming convention, there will be some clash in terms of the colors and other things. So I am developing a framework called Philantro. It's an NVC framework. It has got a UI part of it, the UI framework part of it. So what I usually do, I always have something like Philantro FLT, okay, like this, and then I will do it like this. So the reason behind this naming convention is just to make my own framework colors different, so that I know that when I'm plugging in my framework files, they don't clash with other framework that you might use, like Bootstrap. Okay, so let's just go back here and see. As you can see, dismiss. Do you want to open this? Find a desktop, open in app? No, let's just dismiss. Okay, and then as you can see, these are our colors. So this is color primary. Okay, and then let's just copy the colors, go back here, Philantro color primary, let's just paste this, and also paste this sign so that this can be a color, as you can see. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this many times, and then I'm just going to say secondary. Okay, undo. Okay, let's just type color here, secondary. Okay, save, go back, and then where is my secondary color here? Okay, settings, copy this color. Okay, secondary, paste it there, that's it. And then complementary, double click, come back here, paste it there, color comp. Okay, then from there let's copy the white. Okay, when I was designing this user interface, I didn't show you guys the reason why must we have these naming the color variable here in Philantro. Let's say the client comes, let's say pretend this was our client, and they said they don't like the orange color. Maybe we must swipe things around. This is how easy we can do it. Okay, this is how easy we can do it. So the same way it happens here on Figma is the same way it can happen on CSS. As you can see, everything that uses that this color variable changes, so it makes our life easier. So that's the same thing that we are trying to achieve with CSS. We are trying to declare all our variables here. In case we want to change the variables, we only change them here. Okay, let's continue with our colors. Let's copy gray, and let's say color gray. And then no, we're changing the wrong one. Let's change this one. Okay, and then change this gray here, color gray. Okay, and then let's check black. So now it's going to be black and white. Okay, only left with black and white. Let's see. Black. Okay, pitch black and white, and then we are done with this video. Okay, I think white is not sure how many F's, but it's FFF 1 2 3 4. Let's see. Yeah, this is white, and then okay, and then in terms of black and white, I have two additional versions of black and white, meaning that this black, it's color black, but it's for the background. Very important to specify. And also this color white is for the background, so that I know that this one is the one that I'm using for setting the background. It's more like part of the user interface. However, we also use black and white on the text as well. Then for the text, I use this one. It's very important to separate these colors, because let's say you want to change the text color, and also let's say the background is white also, so you need to differentiate. Instead of setting this white for the background and the text, obviously you won't see the text, so it's very important to separate these. This one for the text and this one is for the background. If I have some, let's say another gray which might work for the text, I will also come here and say this gray is for working as a text. Okay, I think that's about it, guys. So what we have learned in this tutorial is to add font awesome, and also is to add our CSS for declaring variables, all our variables. So that's about it for this tutorial, for this video. I don't want to make it longer unnecessarily. I'm Matthew, Singati, the designer and developer. So if you are new to my channel, please do me a favor and check this cool playlist, and also other playlist as well, as you can see. And also do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, for me, see you on the next one. Design. In the previous video, we did this setup. We were setting up variables. However, we didn't finish setting things up. For instance, if you can take a look here, as you can see, this icon is not right in the edge of this window or this place. Okay, also, how can we show that? Let's just quickly put a box, or let's just go here and set the background color to this color. Okay, let's just go to our app. Okay, let's set the background color to this color variable. Okay, to this color variable. Let's refresh and see how is our page looking like. Okay, actually it fits the entire page because of it's a body. So if I want to show you what I want to show you, what must I do? Let me just click here and say box. Okay, let me save and come back here and create in the body element. Let me create a div. Let me create a div with an ID of box, div container with an ID of box. Okay, and then what I'm going to do with this div container with an ID of box, just gonna set the width to 100 pixel and set the height just in 100 pixel. Okay, just go back and refresh and see. Okay, as you can see, on the left side it's not fitting on the edge. Actually, like, it doesn't reach this edge. There is some sort of a automatic border in here, so we need to remove this on the setup. So what we are going to do in the same folder here, in this same CSS here, we are going to target the body, and then comma, we're going to target all, which is all the elements, and that's it. Then what we are going to do, we are going to say padding. It's more like we are removing a default padding. Okay, and also let's remove a default margin. Okay, 0 pixels. Okay, and then let's go back and see. Now, as you can see, everything fits to the edge. So we have removed some sort of default styling there. And also, what we want to do here, let's set font family. Okay, let's say font family to area. Okay, let's just choose this font family, and also let's choose box sizing. Box sizing, border box. Okay, what box sizing does, this border box, when you are sizing any HTML element, let me just click the inspector there so that I can some sort of show you this diagram. I hope, yes, here is it. Okay, this is a box model. Okay, as you can see, any element, any HTML element is composed of, let's say, these sections. Okay, like, as you can see, we've got the actual area of which is this one. As you can see, it's highlighting there, but however, there is padding, there is border, and there is margin. So the overall width of this what can I say, of this element, it's this itself plus padding plus border plus margin, as you can see. So there is more to the element than just the element. So the box sizing helps. For instance, let's say we want to make we want to change this height. So when we are changing this height, how is the HTML DOM going to some sort of apply that, because as you can see, this doesn't only end here on 100 and 100. So there are a lot of ways to that the system can go about it. For instance, it can treat the overall height, which is this one, the outside one, the overall height is of this HTML element, as 100 by 100, and it will take all other things, the margin, the border, and what it will push them inside. Or what it can do, it can take this 100 by 100 as the height, and then it will always add a border, and it will always add the margin. So meaning that these two approaches will be, it can use this 100 as an 100 as an overall size, or it can always say that the height of this element, it's 100 plus 20 pixel margin plus 20 pixel padding plus 20 pixel margin, and then the overall height you will see maybe is going to be 140 by 140. So by setting this box sizing border box, we want the sizing to be the actual size. We want this 100 by 100 to be actual 100 by 100. So it just has to push everything in. Let's just quickly test what I'm saying. Okay, let's just quickly see if, let's say, we add a margin of 20 here, what is going to be the overall total width and height. Okay, as you can see, that the margin has been added on the outside of the box, the outside border of the box. Let's just add padding. Okay, padding, let's say 20 pixels. Okay, as you can see, now the shape has changed. Okay, now let's see, do we have box sizing somewhere here? Let's see, where is the styles? Okay, the root style is here. I want to deactivate the box sizing. Okay, let's see, where is that box sizing? Did it apply? Okay, let me just go back and see. Body, comma, everything, box sizing, border box. Okay, what we can do also to test this, we can just test it right in here. Okay, let's just say box sizing, border box. Okay, do you see that this changes? Now the overall size of the element changes. So as you can see, without border box, without border box, this is the size. As you can see, it's this size plus this plus this plus this. As you can see, as I was saying before, let me say with border box. Okay, let me just quickly check. This is with border box, which is border box, box sizing is border box. As you can see, let's just check the overall width and height. Okay, the overall width and height is 100 with border box, meaning that everything has been pushed inside. So meaning that the width and height of this box is 100 by 100. But let's check if we remove border box. Let's check the width and height of the box. Sorry about that. Okay, as you can see, the width and height of the box is 140. So let me just make this clear. I think what has confused me is that I don't think this border box has been applied. So that was the problem. But however, that's not a problem. Here we are all about learning. So let me explain this clear and concise. Okay, without border box, the size of your actual container is always extended. It's the size plus padding plus margin. So meaning that you don't have full control over the item size, because it's always this size plus something. That means plus the padding and plus the margin. But when you are saying box sizing to border box, you want everything to be pushed inside rather. So meaning that if you are saying this box is 100 by 100, the actual size of the box, it will be 100 by 100 on the dot. So that's the effect of box sizing. Okay, so let's just quickly go back here. For now, let's just click HTML here. That means the entire HTML. Let's click the body. Okay, and let's click star. Okay, 8, shift 8, star. Okay, so that means we are resetting this for everything, like HTML body and star. Let's just go back and see. Okay, and also let's just clear the browser as a good programming practice, so that we make sure that everything works. Okay, I hope the border box thing is clear, but if it's not clear, you can always shoot a comment below. Okay, in this tutorial I want to explain everything that I know about CSS so that it can be clearer to you how it works. So I think that will be it for this tutorial. So we are done setting up the colors, and also we are done resetting our page so that it can be some sort of everything can be 0. It can be some sort of a clean slate so that we can do whatever that we want to do. In the next video, we are going to jump into Figma. We are going to talk about HTML layout theory. I'm Matthew Msengati, the designer and developer. This is my YouTube channel, Coded Design, where I teach coding and user interface design. So if you feel like this video is adding value into your overall understanding of HTML and CSS, please check this Coded Design and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. Now we are going to get into the actual CSS coding and HTML. Before that, let's start by some sort of analyzing the layout, something that most people don't do, but I feel like it's very important and very crucial. Maybe the reason why I'm doing it is simply because I am a graphic designer, so I'm used to laying things out before I get into the actual working. So even in graphic design, layout, it's very important. So it has also been helping me on getting my CSS and the HTML structure, the mockup, the way I want to. So let's quickly do that. So this is our the user interface that we want to create. So let's just quickly jump to Figma and analyze the layout. Okay, as you can see here, we've got a parent container which is more like a grayish color. I don't think I have this grayish color in my CSS, but that's not something to worry about. I can add it later. So we've got this grayish color, which I believe is the full page of the like the entire page of the website. And then we've got this area, which is the music player. So let's quickly jump here and create our layout. So this is going to be our layout. Okay, as you can see, but here we are all about frames, not the fill color. So as you can see, so this is this layout. The other thing that I want you to notice, it's some sort of your naming convention. Obviously people take it light when it comes to naming your HTML element, but as soon as you have some sort of a big file, it's not easy to come and debug or to look for a particular element that you're looking for, because the naming was not as meaningful. For instance, let's say this container, the overall container, we can name it as container, but container is a bit general and it's a bit confusing. So instead, let's say this is the app container. Okay, something like this. So we know that the entire application is inside this container. So in this wireframing stage, we get some sort of a freedom to be creative and also to be meaningful, instead of doing that in coding, because in coding we are concerned also about something else. I think this talks to some sort of a cognitive load that your mind has got some chunks of I'm not sure information that are stored in your memory as you are working. So a lot of tasks are put into your mental strength or your mental engine, I can call it. So it's very important to some sort of separate the task, and so that when you are doing with the creative aspect of things, do with the creative aspect of things and finish that. And then when we are using more of your intelligence and use more of your intelligence. So I don't like to take this work and do it here while I'm coding, because these are some sort of different parts of the brain. So here, let's be creative. Let's create meaningful containers. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got that container in the background. Okay, and then now let's come here. First, we've got an overall container that houses everything. Okay, let me duplicate this. I hope I've clicked it. Okay, no, Control D, let me duplicate it. So okay, so what is this container for? I think this container is the music application. Okay, so what might be the name for this? It might be a music app container. Okay, this is the music app container and this is the application container. So not the music app, sorry, the music player. Okay, the music player container. Okay, we can also make it shorter and say music player. Okay, we can just say music player. So inside music player, we've got two sections. We've got the top section and we've got the bottom section. Okay, so we can do that and say Control D. Okay, and then we've got the top section and also we've got the bottom section. Okay, so we've got the top sec. Okay, and then we've got the bottom section. Okay, okay, so we've got the top section and we have the bottom section. Okay, let me click this one and stretch it a little bit, and click this one and stretch it a little bit. Okay, so this is the top and bottom section. Okay, this is the top and bottom section. Okay, and then here we've got a container that contains these text element, a container that contains this button, and a container that contains this section. So here we've got three sections, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so on top element, Control D, Control D, let's say. Okay, we've got this first section, and then we've got this second section. Let me just click this one, click this, shift click this, and also click this and align these. Okay, and then move these to the center. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I've duplicated it 3 times, and then here we've got, let's call this the title section. Okay, the title section. Let's call this the control section, because that's where you control the music and other things. And then let's call this okay, let's call this the track section. Okay, this is the track section. Okay, and then as you can see here also we've got the volume section and we've got the playlist section. Okay, let's just quickly copy these as they are. Okay, Control D, then okay, let's see, take this copy, and then we've got the volume section, the volume sec, and the volume section, Control G to duplicate, and we've got the playlist section. Okay, so this is my HTML structure. Okay, so in the next video we are going to go ahead and create this mockup. And what I want to talk about also here, as you have noticed when we're designing this, I have talked of layout. We have mentioned some layout. Remember, these items are inside one layout and they are arranged like horizontally, and these ones are on the same layout, they are stacked like vertically. Okay, so that is very important when it comes to CSS, because now these will be our grid, these will be our some sort of CSS layout. Okay, we are going to display this one, for instance, is going to display flex, and the flex row is going to be the column, and these items here 1 2 3, it's a layout, is going to be a display flex, but the flex direction is going to be the rows. So as you can see, these elements will be arranged in such a row and these ones will be arranged vertically. That is very important to notice. But otherwise, for me, I'm happy with the structure that we have came up with. This our element naming, it's meaningful and understandable. So in terms of the actual elements that are here, there is no need for us to put them here. The reason is these are the actual concrete element. A heading, it's a heading, and also it has got a unique name. For instance, this is a song title, so we don't really need to be creative here, because the name for these, they are very descriptive and they are straight to the point. A song title is always a song title, an artist is always an artist, a play icon is always the actual play icon. So that is it. I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. This is my YouTube channel, Coded Design. If you feel like this is adding value into your overall understanding of CSS, HTML, and front end, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, for me, see you on the next one. Okay, in the previous video, we created this HTML structure. As I've mentioned in that video, that some people they look at this and they jump straight to code, but since I'm a graphic designer, I like to lay out my mockup first, so that when I'm going to HTML, I can go to HTML with already meaningful container name or div name or element names, and that's it. So in this video, let's jump into HTML and create this mockup. So this is how our website looks like at the moment. We are going to delete this and get into creating this layout. Okay, what else can I do? Okay, let me jump straight into it. Okay, this is our index page. As you can see, we've got this icon and a div. Okay, let me just remove this icon and also remove this div. Okay, so what we want to do here first of all is to let me open this Figma. Is it possible if I can just copy these as they are? Let's see, looks like it's taking some time. Okay, I can copy here and then let's see. Okay, doesn't work at the moment, that's not much of a problem. And then let's create a div. Okay, let's create a div. Okay, a div with a class of app container. Okay, what we are going to do here, we are going to put one element, and I wonder what happened. Oh, okay. We are going to put one element on HTML and style it, another element and style it. So that's the approach that we are going to take. The reason is I want you to see the behavior of CSS as we change it, or as we style the elements. If I can put a lot of things here and then do HTML once, you might not really get the essence of what the CSS does to this HTML. So let's just go to our page and refresh. As you can see, there is nothing here. So what we want to achieve at this moment, let me also try to open the entire application. Let me say Figma. Sorry for that. Okay, let me just wait for it to load. Okay, we can just continue here. So number one, what I do when I'm coding HTML and CSS, I always create classes on my containers. Okay, classes allow you to reuse the styles, and then I will create IDs when it's necessary, when I want to specifically target an element. Otherwise, the rule of thumb when I'm coding, I always create classes, not IDs, so that I can reuse the styles under this class on another element. And then when I want to singly select this element, then I will create an ID. So what we can do here, we can just copy this ID and go to music app. Okay, and then in music app, what we want to do, we want to target, when you want to target a class, you put this dot. When you want to target an ID, you put this box. So we've deleted this box, so we don't have it. And then what we want to do, let's set the background color. Let's set the background color. Do you remember we have some variable, CSS color variable? So let's set the background color to color dash gray. Do we have? Oh, okay, I didn't sample this light gray color, so let me just put it here, light gray color, even though it's not there. Let's say light gray. Okay. Okay, so in this code, we've got two style sheets. Okay, we've got the root style sheet, this one, the one that is more like all our settings are here, and then we've got the music style sheet, where all the styles for these applications are here. So what I want to do here, I want to add sorry for jumping back and forth. Okay, I want to copy this color variable and I want to declare it here. Okay, which is the light gray. As you can see here, we've got a strong gray. So where can we get that light gray? Okay, let's check on Figma. Figma doesn't want to load. Okay, it's loading. Let's check on back to files. Okay, and then recent, and then let's click which one? This one. Okay, so what I want that grayish color, the light gray color here. My apologies for that. This is where I was designing the user interface for this music application. So the color that I want here, it's this one. I think I don't even have it here in my color variable. I forgot it. Okay, it's this light gray, this one. Okay, so now let's go back to our HTML and declare it here. That means now we have this light gray color. So when we are saying here background color is equal to var light gray, that means it's going to be that light gray. And then when it comes to the width, let's make it 100. Let's say 100% view width. That means it must fill the entire screen. And also let's make the height 100% view height. And that is it. And then let's make sure it saves. Yes. And then let's go back and check our music app. As you can see, we've got that interesting color. So what I'm going to do now, also I must change my coding style here so that you can learn most out of this tutorial. So I'm going to code mostly on the browser so that when I'm done hitting or typing a CSS element, so that you can see the change immediately, like as in live, so that you can see what each line of code does. Because now I type more like 2 to 3 code instruction and then I come here and refresh. So what I want you to see is to see the live impact of whatever style that I'm putting. So what I'm going to do now, okay, let's go to our I've got too many tabs here and I'm a bit confused. Let me move all the Figma tabs close to each other. Okay, this is the tab that I want. Okay, so now we've got the app container and we are done with it, and then now we want to make the music container. So let's create a music container. Let me just click here, copy this, and then on our HTML, inside this app container, okay, let's see. Okay, this doesn't work even now. I wanted to do a shortcut. Okay, div, okay, the class of this div, it's music player. Okay, this is the music player class. Let me just say music player class. Okay, let's go to our app and see. As you can see, this is the music player class. So how are we going to style this? We are going to right click and click inspect, so that whatever that we do in terms of CSS, you can see it live here. I think this is the better way to make sure that you learn the most out of this. Okay, so this is how we are going to do this. We inside this app, we want the music player, and then what we're going to do with the music player, we're going to create a style here. As you can see, we have highlighted that class. So for now, I'm just going to give it a default width of 200 pixels by 200 width. Okay, 200 pixels. Okay, and the height of 200 pixels. Okay, the height of 200 pixels, and the background color, of red. The background color of this is wrong, and the background color of red. Okay, is this right? Still this is wrong. Background color, let me click this one. Okay, semicolon and red. That's it. Okay, as you can see now, whatever that I type here, you can quickly see here. Okay, now let's leave this box here for now. So what we are going to do in the CSS, we are going to write CSS in a smart way, or at least like a pro. So what we are going to do, we are going to have here we are going to have styles that are here that we can reuse. So we are going to have classes that are here that we are going to reuse. For instance, let me create that class here, and then we can copy and paste it to our code. What we are going to do now, we are going to create a class. Okay, let me do it like this. You see this app container, the gray one. I'm going to add a class here. Sorry, my phone is ringing. My apologies about that. Okay, I'm back. So what we were trying to do here, we were trying to get to add a class that we are going to reuse, copy and paste to other elements. So what we are going to do first, in this gray part, we are going to add that class, which is that class, what can we name it? Let's name it center. Okay, this is not what I want. Okay, okay, something is pressing my keyboard here, so that's why I've got a lot of typos, but I think now everything will be fine. So let's add that class and call it center. Okay, it's not there yet, but it's going to take an effect once we create it. So meaning that in this class we are assigning, in this item, the app container, we are assigning a class of center that has not been created yet. But what this class will do, it will center all the elements of this element of this app container. So if we want to use it on another element, we can just add center to that element. So let's quickly do that. So let's create a class. Where are we going to create it? Let me just okay, let's do it like this. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Let me just add a class here. Okay, a class which is dot center. Okay, and then in this class, what we are going to do, first of all, we are going to set the display to flex. Okay, I don't know why it's highlighted in gray or okay, let me just click here for some time and see. Yes, okay, let's type our class here in the inspector sheet. Okay, so let's say display flex. Okay, and let's see. Okay, what I want to do when I'm done with this, suppose there is an effect on what can I say, there is an effect on this container, an immediate effect. So let me just refresh. Okay, let me just refresh, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to add that class here on the music container. I'm just going to add that class center. Okay, refresh, you see, and then from then I'm going to go to the music app and I'm going to declare that class center. Okay, so actually we are doing the same thing. As you can see, it's empty. So now when I refresh here, okay, and inspect, the class now will be there already. I don't know why it didn't work before, and I don't want to check it. I will check it later. For now, I just want to make sure that I stick make the tutorial as short as possible and also easy to understand and learn. So as you can see, what I did, I added this center class, and also I've declared it on CSS, and it's empty. So whatever that I do here, it's supposed to take an effect immediately. So let's say display flex, display property to flex. Okay, and then from there, let's say justify content. Okay, justify content center. Okay, justify content center. As you can see, this now it's running to the center, and align items center, and align items center. Okay, as you can see, this class, what it does, it just centers the items of any element, the child items of any element. So what we are going to do, we are just going to right click and copy all declaration and paste those here. Okay, and then let's refresh and see. As you can see now, this music player container is always in the center. So we are almost like here. As you can see, this is always like in the center. Okay, what else can we do here? Let's quickly demonstrate the effect of this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check this music player container. Okay, it's a class. Then I'm just going to declare the class here. Let me close this because I don't need it. I can open it when I need it. Okay, as you can see, this is an empty class. Let's go to our app, and then what we're going to do, we are going to inspect. We're just going to give this element the width and height. and a white color, and that's it. So when we click on it, as you can see, this one, it has got an empty class there. Let's say the width. Okay, let's say the width is let's say it's 300 pixel, and the height is 600 pixel, let's say. The height, okay, the height is 600 pixel, and let's give it a background color. Let's give it a background color of white. Okay, as you can see, so we can do the adjustments here as we wish. So move the 600 a little bit. Okay, so let's just make it 350 by 550. 350 pixel by 550. Okay, as you can see, let's just copy this, copy all declaration, and put this here. Okay, and then what we can do, let's quickly see the effect of some sort of reusing CSS. So we've created a class here. As I've told you before, that once you create a class style, it's reusable. It's different from a div style. A div style is also reusable, but it's not ideal for that. A class is the style that is ideal for reusing CSS classes. So what we are going to do, as you can see, this content is not centered in a div. So whenever we want to center anything, we can just go to that class and then add another class which is center. As you can see, things are perfectly centered. So do you see that instead of typing the same information that we have typed under this class, we just assign or attach this class to any element, and the items will be centered. So what I'm going to do in this tutorial, I'm just going to create the top part, the orange one, and then we are done. And then we are going to pause or stop the video. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is the part that I'm going to create. Okay, so let's go to our layout. As you can see, inside this music player, we've got the top sec and the bottom sec. So let me quickly create that, the top section and the bottom section. Okay, inside here, we don't need this. So what I can do, I can just copy this as it is and put it inside here. Okay, and change this to top sec, and then take this and make it a bottom section. Okay, bottom section. Okay, what we want to do now, we want also to create another reusable class. Okay, let me just give these some names so that we can identify them. This is top sec and this is bottom sec. Okay, as you can see, this is top sec and this is bottom sec. Okay, so what we want to do, we are going to add another class which will help us to is going to be reusable. Okay, so that class, let's add it here on the music container, because we want it to arrange the children of the container in such a way that they take like 50% and 50%. Okay, so let's add that class. Okay, it's we are displaying this in terms of rows. We are going to display it in terms of columns, so it's going to be column dash flex column, let's say center. Okay, I might change this naming. Okay, I'm going to display these in terms of columns, and then it's going to be center. Okay, let's quickly do that. Okay, on music player we can go and create that class. Okay, let's remove this and only leave this column center. I'm not sure why it's gray. I hope it's going to take the immediate effect. Okay, let's see what we want to do. We want to display flex here. We want to display flex. Okay, and then we want to justify content. We want to justify content center. Let's see, display profile to prevent from having an effect block. Okay, let's see, display flex. Okay, let's quickly sort about that. Let's quickly copy this column center. Okay, column center, quickly paste it here as an empty column so that it can be there. Let's just quickly refresh and then use it from there. I don't know why those classes are always they are always highlighted in gray. Okay, where is my display center, column center? Let's check here is my column center. Okay, let's say display flex, sorry, display flex. Okay, as you can see, something has changed here. Okay, so before the display flex, as you can see, these are stacked like one on top of each other, but as soon as you say display flex, the automatic alignment of flex, it's like rows. So that's why this is now like in a row, arranged in a row. Okay, so let's quickly change that direction. So flex direction, let's click column, and then now we have changed that column to that row to column. Okay, what else do we want to do here? Let's center everything, justify content center, and align items center, Okay, as you can see, this column center aligns everything in the center, and also it makes sure that things are stacked one on top of each other. Okay, let's copy this before it disappears. And remember, when we are here on the code on the browser, this is not saved, so we must always copy that to here to make sure that it's saved. Okay, and then what we want to do, let's give top sec and bottom sec some colors. Okay, where is top sec? Here is top sec. Let's add top sec and then say background color, okay, background color of red. Let's see, top sec background color red. What happened there? Let's see, red. Okay, as you can see, it has got a red background. Let's say the width, okay, let's make it 100%. The width 100%. Okay, this is still wrong. Okay, width semicolon 100%. Okay, as you can see now, the width is 100%, and we didn't set the height yet. Okay, what else do we want to do? Let's just copy the same think copy declaration and do the same thing for bottom section. Okay, let's just say background color, set it to green, and also set the width to 100%. Okay, now what we want to do, we want our items to share their screen like 50%, 50%. It's more like we want the top section to take 50% of the screen and the bottom section to take 50% of the screen. So let's use the flex property for that. Let's just say flex, let's say flex 1. Okay, as you can see, green is taking the entire space because red doesn't have the flex property yet. And then we say flex, also here flex is 1. Okay, what is happening here? Okay, whenever the parent container as highlighted here, whenever the parent container has got a display of flex, where is it getting the display of flex? From this column center. As you can see, it has got a display of flex. So you can control the children from that display flex property, meaning when you go to the children, if this has got flex property, you can arrange the children in such a way that you can some sort of govern the space here on how the children are sharing the space. As we did here, we said the green part must take flex of 1. What does flex of 1 mean? If this one doesn't have a flex, this one will be 100%, but if the other one has got a flex of 1, then it's going to be 50-50. This flex 1 here and flex 1 there, it means that they must have some equal space. Let's say we make it flex 2 here. As you can see, this green part will take twice as much than this one. But if we also make this one a flex of 2, this will then go back to 50-50 because the amount of some sort of flex assignment is the same. But if maybe we can make 10-10, 10-10 is more like 50-50. Even 20-20 is more like 50-50. But as soon as we say 2 on the green one and let's say 4 on this one, as you can see, the red one now takes more like 4 sections. This is 1 section, but as you can see here, you can fit these greens part like 4 times, like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3 times, so that in total these makes 4 section. I hope you get the idea. So you can fit these green squares in this red part 3 times, so that in total these make some total of 4 in total, 4 fractions. So since we are interested in 50-50, let's make this 1 and let's make also this 1. Okay, I think that is it for this tutorial. The only thing that we have to do, we just have to make sure that we save our changes before we lose them from the browser. So it's for bottom section. Do we have it here? We don't. Okay, let's say .bottom sec. Okay, let's click dot here, .bottom sec, paste, and then we here, and also the top sec, copy all declaration. Okay, .top sec. Okay, and that is it. Let's refresh and see. Okay, what we might have missed. Oh, okay, that's not a problem. We don't have this color center. So this element doesn't have the color center, and that element is this one. So now, okay, column center, this class, and then now everything is supposed to work as usual. So let's end this here. I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. I hope this explanation it's helping you to fit the pieces of this whole puzzle, HTML and CSS, together. Otherwise, for me, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. See you on the next one. This is where we are at the moment. I don't need this step. This is where we are at the moment. We are trying to create this. Okay, so let's just continue. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to change the border radius for this red section, which is in our case is the top section, as you can see. So let's say top section, border radius. Okay, let's make it 10 pixels and see. Okay, let's pump it up a little bit so that it's noticeable. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, as you can see, the background part of it, this one, doesn't have the border radius, so it will mean that we have to also change it to have the same border radius. Okay, let's see, let's copy all of this declaration, copy all of this CSS to our code, top section, the one that was red. Okay, and paste it there. What we can also do now, we can change the color to var, okay, color primary. Okay, color primary, that means we are changing it to orange color. Let's see the changes. Okay, maybe I've spelled something wrong. It's not color primary, I think it's FLT. Okay, here is the name, FLT, color primary. Okay, let's paste this here. Okay, this is also wrong, delete everything, paste this here. Okay, let's refresh and see. Okay, as you can see, here is the orange color. So what we are going to do now, we are going to also change that white part, this one, the border radius, to be the same. This one is the top sec, border radius is 14. Okay, let's go to the white part. Okay, the white section, let's say border, okay, border space, I think we can say border left radius. Okay, let's make it 14. Okay, border left, no, not necessarily border left, let's see, border, okay, border top. Okay, border top, and then border top left, yes, border top left radius, let's make it 14 pixels. Okay, as you can see there, it's 14 pixels. And then we're going to do the same thing, border top right radius, we're going to make it 14 pixels. Okay, as you can see now, the border radius is the same. We don't see that square shape behind the white one, the white shape behind. Then we can copy all of this, okay, and go to line number 19 into our code, line number 19, and then we just replace it with the new code. Okay, so we might as well here remove on the bottom section. On the bottom section, we might as well remove this, and also remove this wording, the word there, and also we might remove the green color here. Okay, And then in terms of the green color, we've got white in the design. Check the design, we've got white here at the bottom, so let's just give that the color of white. What is our white color here? We've got FLT Philantro color white background. Okay, var FLT Philantro color white background. Okay, it does no such machine. Let's just copy it as it is. Philantro color white background. Okay. Okay, save. Let's refresh and see. Okay, so we are getting there. As you can see here, this is not, let me zoom in a little bit. Why it's not working? Okay, zoom in a little bit, dismiss. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. As you can see here, this is not 50%, maybe 50% can be here, but the top part is a bit longer than the bottom part. So let's quickly apply that. Go back here, and then we are going to click this one. Okay, remember what we said about flex. So now the flex, it's 1 it's more like 50%, 50%. So we want the orange part to be a little bit longer, so let's just give it a flex of 1.5. As you can see now, it is longer than this one. So always we must copy the declaration and go to line 34. The easiest way, okay, here's line 34. The easiest way to navigate or quickly go through these lines is to click Ctrl G here and then type here 34 and click enter. Then it will take you to that line, and then we replace that. Okay, as you can see, let's just double check. I think for me this at least looks similar to this. So this and this, at least we are getting there. Guys, let's end this video here. I hope it's simple and straight to the point, and also my intention here is to explain like everything like for a beginner. So I don't want to quickly rush to finishing. The idea here is to explain. And also let me apologize about the background noise. It's one of those things that I can do nothing about. If I consider those, that will mean I will take a week and a month without posting a video. I hope it doesn't do much of an effect. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. So what we want to do now, let's go to our container, and then we are done with first of all the gray part, the light gray part, and then also we are done with our top section and the bottom section. So what we want to do now, we want to create this part, these sections, the title section, the control section, and the track section. Okay, what do you notice with this part, the top section? Okay, the top section is not different from this music player part. As you can see, there is a music container here, and also there is a CSS style that makes sure that these elements, the top section and the bottom section, they are arranged in a column manner. So what we can do, we can also do the same for this top section, because the element of this top section, they are arranged in a column manner. It means that they are just tagged one on top of each other. So this green container, this green part here, we have to give it a property of not necessarily a property of flex. What we need to do, we need to assign what can I say, a class that will help it to arrange its children in this fashion. So the first thing that we have to do now, let's create the children. Okay, what are those children? It's title section, control section, and let me just copy these as it is, and track section. So let's go to here, the top section, and then we create a div. Okay, we give this div a class of a class of title section. The next one is and copy and paste this one and quickly check here. The next one is control section, and the last one is the track section. Okay, let me just say title, control, and track. Okay, save, then refresh. Okay, as you can see, these are in the some sort of in a top left corner. Okay, so what we want to do, we want these to be like this one, and this one. So what we can do is to first give these some distinct colors. Okay, let's do this. Okay, start with title section and add a style here, background color, let me remove this. Okay, background color of yellow. Okay, I'm not sure what happened here, and what is this? I don't understand what is this. Let me just refresh. Okay, let's say this one, background color of yellow. Okay, and this one, give it a background color of green. Okay, that's a mistake. Background color of green. And then this one, give it a background color of white. Okay, that is it. Okay, now so what we want to do, we want these, let's just look at these. Okay, based on what I see here, I think the size of these, it's more like equal. We can set it to be equal. That means this space can be equal to this one, it can be equal to this one, and then depending on what is inside, let me just use this as an illustration. So this space can be equal, and this space can be equal, and this space can be equal. Maybe if we put here like two elements tagged on top of each other, obviously this div will scratch a little bit, and also this one will scratch a little bit. So the div will scratch, it's either bigger or smaller depending on the content inside it, and then we will get this effect of this part, it's a little bit bigger than this one, and also this one is a little bigger than this one. So we can give these equal spacing. How are we going to do that? Please observe that there are some steps that we are repeating here, and we are reusing CSS. So the way in which we are going to achieve that, we are going to give all of these elements a flex of 1. Okay, let's just make sure, is the parent element has got a flex? Yes, because of the top section. The top section doesn't have flex. As you can see, it's only the top section, and as you can see on the top section, the top section has a flex of 1, but it doesn't have a display flex, just like this one. So this column, make sure that this container has got a display flex. So this one has got a flex because it's a children, but it doesn't have a display flex. So if we want to arrange these children just like these ones and set flex 1, flex 1, flex 1, nothing is going to happen because the parent doesn't have a display flex. Let's prove that. Let's go to this child, okay, the yellow one, and say flex of 1. Okay, as you can see, nothing happens. And then if we go to this one and also click here a flex of 1, okay, nothing happened because the parent doesn't have any display flex property. And then the third one, click a flex of 1. Okay, so what we need to do, let's go to our CSS and see what are we going to reuse here. Where is that one? On top sec. What CSS are we going to reuse on top sec that will, number one, arrange the children in a stack order, more or less just like this one. Okay, and then let's go there and check on our CSS. I think it's this one. As you can see, I think we've got a column center here. The elements are arranged in a column section, and also they are arranged in center, so we can reuse this one. Okay, let's copy this, meaning that once we copy this, that means the parent element will have a flex direction, and that means that these items now are supposed to be distributed equally. Okay, let's do that. Top section, let's add a class of column center. Let's click. As you can see, now these are taking like 50%, 50%, and 50%. Remember, we didn't set the width and height for these, so let's quickly do that. This one, I hope you understand what's going on here, and also the importance of not repeating yourself, making sure that you create classes that you will just reuse. Okay, let's say the width is 100%. The width is 100%, and also here the width is 100%. Okay, and also here the width is 100%. Okay, the white part is too white, so we don't really see. Okay, yeah, let's make it this color. Okay, now let's just copy everything that we did here, starting with our own HTML when we have added this column center on the top section. Okay, top sec, add column center. Okay, and then we go to top sec, this one, the title section, copy all declaration, then the title sec, we go to CSS. Okay, top section, we've got dot title sec, paste this. Okay, make sure the spelling is exactly the same. Okay, and then I'm going to duplicate this 2 times and modify it. Okay, let's see, this is green and this is gray. Okay, and then let's assign the elements here, and then let's assign this element here. Okay, the colors might not be exactly the same, but it's going to be the same. Okay, as you can see, we've got yellow, green, and this gray. Let's refresh. Maybe this might not be the same color. As you can see, this is more darker, but we get the essence. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to put this, the title and the controls, and this one. Now in this video, let's just quickly add this, and then we are done, which is the song name and the artist. Okay, so what we can do, we can go to the title, remove this. Okay, and say on the title we've got H1, let's say, which is the designer. and then we've got let's make it a span. Yeah, let's make it a span, or can we make it a paragraph? Or instead, this one is H1, let's make this one H3 and see. H3 Matthew as an artist. Okay, let's see what will happen. Okay, as you can see, more like I'm happy with this. And then now we want this also to be arranged in a center and also in a column manner. Just look at how are we going to reuse the code here. Okay, so on the title we're just going to add column center. Okay, and everything that happens on column center takes place on here. So if one might ask, what is the main thing that you want somebody who's watching to take away from this section? Only is the reuse of the code, to write something once and reuse it. I think it falls in the DRY principle of coding, DRY principle, which stands for do not repeat yourself. Don't repeat yourself. The DRY principle is stated as every piece of knowledge must have a single, unambiguous, authoritative presentation within a system. As you can see, do not repeat yourself. So that's what we are trying here. Okay, so before we end the video, let's just make sure that we copy everything. So what we did, we've just added column center on top sec. Let's quickly go and do that. Where is not title sec, column center, refresh. Let's go here and check. Okay, I'm happy with this. So in the next video we are going to add these elements, which is the controls, and then we are going to add also the track. I am Matthew Sengati, the designer and developer. I hope this is helping you to level up your CSS and HTML skills. Thank you so much for watching and supporting this channel. Otherwise, for me, see you on the next one. Okay, what we want to do now, we want to add this section. Okay, so what's the approach? How can we do that? Okay, what we can do, we want a piece of CSS style that we are going to reuse. What must it do? It must arrange the child element of this orange element. The children must be arranged in rows, and that's it. Do we have a CSS style that does that? Let's see, that we can reuse. Let's see, not here. Let's check here. We do have center. I don't think we have a row. Okay, let's create a style that we can reuse. Okay, this is a column center. What it means is the one that we've been reusing here. It arranges the children of any container into some sort of a column. That means these elements are stacked on top of each other, and that is it. So let's create the same version, but it's going to some sort of arrange the children in row. So instead of vertically, it's going to arrange horizontally. So what we can do, we can copy this style as it is and create a row version of it. Okay, create a row version of it, display flex, the direction is going to be row. Okay, everything remains the same. Border top left, why did we write border top left on this element? This is wrong. Let's quickly fix it. This column center is not supposed to have this. Okay, so which element that is supposed to have a border top left is the white one and the orange one. Okay, so let's go to CSS and let's look at an orange color element, and color element that is orange, this one, philanthrop color primary. Let's put this here because this is where it's supposed to be. And what else? It's supposed to be okay. This one is okay here. Oh, not here. We are going to remove this. Okay. Okay, row center, display row center. I'm happy with this. Let's just see if everything is still the same. Okay, as you can see now, this part is not the radius, it's still the same. Okay, so what we want to do, border top radius. Okay, this was the white part because it has got a border top radius. Okay, let me say undo, 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 undo. Okay, let's see what I want to do. I want to remove this border top left radius and put it where it belongs. It doesn't belong in this class. It belongs on the div element that has got a white background. This is where it belongs. It belongs here. Okay, and then we have removed it there. Okay, let's also remove it here, remove it here. Okay, what we want to do, let's check this one. Okay, this one has got border radius of, okay, I think now everything is supposed to work fine just like before, and things are not working fine just like before. As you can see here, we don't have the border radius. What I'm going to do, first of all, let me make sure that I clear my own cookies to make sure that the browser is refreshing. Okay, before I check what's the problem. Okay, because the browser doesn't do what we want it to do. Just a moment. Okay, refresh. Okay, it doesn't do. That's not a problem. What we want to do, this is the app container. We don't want this. This is the music player. We want this. This must have the border top left radius as it is. It has it. Happy with that. The top section, which is on line 41 of the CSS, is the one that is supposed to have a border radius of 14, and it has it. Okay, remember, inside this there is another container. Okay, now I see. Okay, there is another container, which is this one. Okay, the yellow one. Let's remove this background color and see. As you can see, the what can I say, the effect of the border radius has been applied. So we just need to remove this color. Okay, let's just go to our style sheet and remove all these colors because we really don't need them. Okay, we really don't need them, and this gray, we don't need it. Okay, go back. Okay, as you can see, now what were we trying to do? We wanted to make sure here we are using a CSS style that will arrange our item in rows. Okay, so let's first put our items so that we can see when they are being arranged in rows. So what I'm going to do here, where are we now? We are on controls. We are here. Okay, I'm going to remove this. Okay, and then I'm going to use font awesome to put some icons here. Okay, so let's say and then when you want to add font awesome, you just add a class equal to FAS for font awesome, and then FA. For now, let me just say user. I just want to put any icon there. Let's just quickly check if the icon will be there. Okay, as you can see, the icon is there. So let me put just like 3 icons, this one, and this one. Okay, let's do that. We're just going to duplicate this for now, just to have 3 icons there. Okay, as you can see, we've got 3 items there. Okay, automatically these items are aligned in like sort of in terms of the rows. Okay, let's just see. Okay, this is the top one. Okay, let's go here. As you can see that the controls doesn't have any, what can I say, any class that will arrange these in center and also arrange these horizontally in terms of rows. Automatically, when you look at this icon, by default they are arranged in rows. That's not a problem, but we must not rely on the defaults. We must make sure that we own the control. So let's make them to be in rows and force that, and also put them in a center. Okay, so what we will do here, if you remember, we did a reusable CSS style, which is row center. Okay, let's see. As you can see, now they are arranged in such a way that they are in the center, and they are arranged in a row. Okay, if we look here, there is a space between these items. Okay, there is a space here which is a gap. So what we can do, let's go to that style that helps us with creating rows. Okay, column center, row center. As you can see, this is what is helping us. We are not going to change this one because I'm happy with it, it works, but we are going to modify it. It's row center. Let's say now we are going to add a gap of, let's say, 10 pixel. Okay, as you can see, it's different. What is different? We are going to add a gap of 10 pixels. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this, as you can see, because this one, it's in the browser, this one. So these changes that I've made here are not saved. So let me go back here. On the control, I'm going to add this class, the one that has got a gap, and refresh and see. Okay, things are centered nicely and there is a gap there. Let's just right click and see. Okay, let's see. Okay, as you can see, here is the gap. If we want to increase the gap, this is how we can increase it. Okay, now what we want to do, let's substitute these icon, the exact icon, these ones, so that this can look more or less like this. Okay, so we are going to use Font Awesome, because now I forgot the name of these icons on Font Awesome. Okay, let's first use our Font Awesome. Font Awesome. Okay, this is where the creativity starts to kick in a production environment. This is where we make some changes and adjustment. If we want to change these fonts, this is where we have a liberty to do so, because we are the ones who are creating the application. If we want, we can just choose different icons here. It doesn't matter. So let's just quickly check here so that we can get the reference names of these icons. Okay, so I'm going to search next here and see if we are going to get those icons. Okay, let's just wait a moment. Where is next? Okay, do we see the one that is similar to what we have? Forward. Okay, I think the best keyword will be forward. Okay, if we don't find those, we will even use these ones. Okay, okay, what we are going to do, let's just make sure if this is the same. Okay, as you can see, this is the same as this forward. Let me just click forward first here. Forward. Okay, as you can see, this is it. Forward step, or this one. Okay, let's just say forward step. Let's this one, forward step. Okay, this is what we want. The only thing that we want here is this FA, solid FA forward step. Okay, let's just go to this one and type forward step. forward step. Okay, let's just refresh here and see. Okay, as you can see, we've got the forward step. And then what's the opposite of that? Am I right by saying the opposite of that is backward step? Okay, let's go back and click backward and see what are we going to get. Backward step. Okay, this is interesting. Backward step. Instead of forward, we say backward step. Go back and refresh. Okay, now we want the play button. Okay, let's see. Okay, in terms of the play button, we want this one, circle play. Okay, okay, let's see. Circle play. Okay, we are good to go. So now what we are going to do, remember in most cases we've been favoring classes. Now we want to some sort of, what can I say, style this item individually. So that's where now we are going to introduce IDs, because ID, they are very good for targeting individual element. For instance, let's target the play button. Let's give it an ID of btn play. Okay, and then this one, since we are already here, let's just give this btn prev for previous and btn next. Okay, and btn next. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to refresh. Okay, and then we want to style these. Okay, btn play. Okay, let's change the font size of btn play to 30 pixels. Let's see. Okay, font size 30 pixels. Okay, pump it up a little bit. Okay, let's make it 40. Let's make it 50, 60. It's not too big. Let's make it 50. Okay, let's just check here. I think it's look fine to me. And then let's go to these ones. Okay, these ones, font size, let's make it 40. Disappears. Font size, make it 40. Okay, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this, but let's pump the play button a little bit, because it must be a little bit bigger. It was 50. Let's make it 60 then. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with this. Okay, so these ones are going to be font size 40, and this one is going to be 60. Okay, let's copy this to our CSS. Okay, let's start with the play button. Copy this declaration. Okay, go to our CSS. Target an ID of play. I hope it's not a capital letter. Let's just double check here. Oh, it's btn play. Okay, my apologies. btn play. Okay, btn next or prev, it's 40, and btn next is also 40. Let's just refresh and see. Okay, I'm happy with this. We're getting there. Let's just end it here at the moment. Let's just see how far we are. As you can see, we are getting there. Our app is more like taking shape. It's becoming what we want. So let's end it here for now, and then in the next video we will continue with our own styling the music application. I hope you are learning something, and I'm also hoping you are getting familiar with reusing code and writing clean CSS and understandable one. I'm Matthew Msengati, the designer and developer. Please do me a favor, if you feel like this is helping you to understand HTML and CSS and front end, just help me by subscribing so that I can grow the channel. Otherwise, for me, stay blessed. See you on the next one. Thank you so much. What we are going to do into coding, we want to first create a class that changes all the icons to white. Let's see if all of our icons are white. Okay, not all of our icons are white, but we want these icons to be white. So we are going to have a color that changes the icons to white, and also the one that changes the icons to this color. So let's just jump straight to code and do that. Okay, so we are going to go to our CSS. Let's have a class dot icon white. Okay, and then we're going to say color variable. We have a variable for a white color, but for text. So if you want to check which variable is that, it's this one. This is a white color, but it's for anything that is a text. As you know that Font Awesome treats its own icon as some sort of a font, so it's more like a text element, even though it shows as an icon. Okay, let's go back and put this color here. Okay, and then we might as well create a class for another color. Okay, this one, the complementary color, because there are icons which are taking that color. Then we are done, and if we refresh our web page, obviously there is nothing that is going to happen until we associate this class, we attach this class to the icons. Okay, let's see. Okay, here is our icons. Let's just on all of these icons attach that class, attach that class, and attach that class, and save. Let's now go back and see. Okay, the color has changed, but we've just attached the wrong class. My apologies for that. We should have attached. Oh, okay, now I see. Color text white, and then color text white. The only thing that I need to do here, I need to say icon comp. Okay, and also here I need to make a capital letter of the W. Okay, let's copy this, save, go back to our HTML. Okay, now let's refresh our browser and see. Okay, As you can see now, this looks more or less like this. Okay, and then let's change also this color to white. Okay, let's create a class that we can reuse, and don't forget that we are always trying to create a reusable CSS. Okay, so let's say text white, and then we take this class to where let's first put it here on the parent container, believing that if the parent container the color is white, even the children will be white, instead of putting it in each and every children. Let's quickly test that if we are going to win. 100%. As you can see, we have won. Okay, now let's design this part. Okay, so this part, there is a div element, a container. What is this part in terms of the mockup? Let's see. In terms of the mockup, that part, it's a track section. Okay, here is it, a track section. Okay, this is a track section. Okay, so we already got that container as track section. Okay, let's quickly make that this part. Okay, now we are going to take track section. Okay, I believe it's a class track sec. Yes, it's a class. Okay, now let's take track section. The height, let's make it 30 for now, 30 pixel. Or what we can do, we can just save here and continue with the way we've been doing it, meaning that to code live. Okay, to code everything on the browser. So this is what we can do so that you can see the changes as they are taking place. Track section, it's this one. Okay, so what we want, the height is 30 for now. Let's say the background color let's make it white. Okay, okay, since we have used what can I say, since we have used a flex to, let me just remove this. So since we have used a flex to help these children to share this space equally, like for instance, there is an equal gap from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here, so automatically this container takes up, like, what can I say, like the equal amount of space as these ones. So we need to go to this element in our CSS and disconnect it from that flex system where it's all these children have got what can I say, all these children have got equal amount of space. Or what we can do, let's change the plans. Okay, let's leave this part, okay, as a container. This part, let me just change the color a little bit. Okay, let's leave this part as a container and change the name, and then let's leave the name to track section instead of let's just quickly create this track section, some sort of a new element inside this area. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So now what is going to be the name of that? Okay, this area is track section, and then let's make this part, this white part, the track element. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're going to leave this as it is. Let's just refresh, leave it as it is. Let's just go to our mockup. Let's just add a class inside here, remove this, and we call that class dot track element. Okay, that means we've created a div item with a class of track element inside. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to go to our CSS. Let's just change this to track element. That means the height is 30 already, and that's it. So let's go back and refresh. Okay, now let's work on track element inside track section. Okay, as you can see, it has got a height of 30. Let's make a width of let's say 300. Let's see, and then let's check the background color, to white so that we can see it. Okay, as you can see, here is it. Okay, let's pump up our height a little bit. Okay, I think I'm happy with this, and I'm also happy with this width of 400. Let's just reference here. Okay, 300. Let's just make it small a little bit. Okay, I'm happy with this. Now first let's copy all of this. Okay, let's just work on the border radius. Okay, what is our height? Our height is 290. Oh, sorry, our height is 51. Let's make a border radius of 25. Okay, make a border radius of 25. And what else? I think that's all. So now let's copy all this CSS and go to line 95. Where is line 95? Here is line 95, and we add that CSS. Okay, refresh. As you can see, it's already here. But the thing is, since the container height starts from here and to here, this is more like attached on the top left corner, as you can see. So what we want to do, we want to go to our reusable CSS. We want to take the CSS that will center everything, then we will use that CSS. Okay, so we are still continuing with our CSS reuse. Okay, so we've got a CSS class element that is center, I guess, which is responsible for centering things inside. It's responsible for centering the children of an element. As you can see, if we can add center here, this will go to the center. So let's quickly do that. Go to our mockup element, go to track sec, and just add a class center. Okay, this class center, it's a class in our CSS which is reusable. Okay, let's just quickly say here is that class. It's a reusable class. And then let's go back and see our mockup. This is how this is. Okay, and this is where we are. Okay, let's just quickly go here and fix this. As you can see, this is not bold, and also I think there is some sort of a gap between, okay, between the alphabets. Okay, let's quickly fix that. Okay, this is H3. Okay, let's work on the font weight of A3. Font weight, bold, lighter. Let's make it lighter. Okay, and then let's work on, I think it's letter spacing. Let's see if we can say 20 pixels. Okay, and then let's adjust it a little bit. Let's make it start from 7. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, let's see. There's a distance here, a small gap here. Okay, we can quickly achieve that by setting the margin. Margin top. Let's just make it 5 pixels. Okay, 5 pixels. Let's make it a little bit. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's copy all of these CSS style to line number, I think is it line number 1? I'm not sure. Let's go back and check. CSS, Control G and type 1 and enter. Okay, nope, that's not line number. Oh, okay, now I see. We don't have that CSS style in our CSS. We don't have it. That's why there is line number 1 here. Okay, now I understand. That's why we don't have it. It's new. And also what we want to do, this is the artist name and this is the song title, so we might as well create those IDs. Okay, let's see, this is our mockup. Okay, let's say an ID equal to song title, and then an ID equal to song artist name. Artist name, capital letter here. Okay, save. Okay, and then let's save also here. Let's just refresh. Nothing will happen, obviously. Okay, and then what we want to do, we want to add here an ID of song artist name, and then we paste that CSS, and then let's refresh and see. As you can see, now artist name has changed. Okay, let's continue. Now let's create this part. Okay, so this is track element. Okay, now let's say this is what's the name of this? Okay, let's make it track bar area. Okay, let's make it a track bar area. Let's make an ID track bar area. Okay, and then the track bar area will have a span. Okay, the first one, the ID of this span. As you can see now in our HTML, we are using IDs the most. Remember, we started with using like classes. As you can see, this is a class, this is a class, this is a class, this is a class, and then now we are starting to use ID. Maybe you will ask yourself, why now are we getting into ID? The reason is these elements are more like specific element. The CSS for this element is more of a specific one, and these elements have got the names. They serve a unique purpose. That's why we want to target them specifically. It's not like it's general. It's very rare in the same application we can have another track bar, or we can take the style of this track bar and use it somewhere else in this application, because there can be only one track bar. So that's why now we are more or less like creating IDs. Okay, so this is the current time of the song. Okay, and there is duration on the right. Okay, and in between we've got the actual track bar. Okay, and inside the track bar we can call this seek bar. Okay, and then what we can do, we can say this is 10:05, this is 10:01. Okay, this is wrong. The actual duration cannot be 10:01 and this is on 10:05. It doesn't make sense, because 10:05 is more than, but I hope you understand this is just a mock-up. Okay, let's just put some numbers here. Okay, just random numbers, and here let's put 04, 23. Save, and let's see. Okay, as you can see, here is our numbers. Okay, and then as you can see here, we've got these elements, they are stacked on top of each other, as you can see, this one on top of this one. So what we are going to do, let's first create this part, this track bar, so that we can arrange these elements later in such a way that they are arranged horizontally. Okay, now what I want to do, let's go here, let's inspect here, and then we are going to take the actual track bar. Okay, create an element, and then we're going to set the width to 200. Okay, set the width to 200 pixels, and the height to let's say 5 pixels. Height, and then let's set the background color. Let's set it to black so that we can see it, and then let's set the border radius. Is this correct? Border dash radius. Okay, border radius, what's the height? The height, it's 5 pixel. Let's make the border radius of 2.5 pixel. Okay, that is it. I'm happy with this. Now let's copy all of this before we forget. Obviously we don't have this in our style sheet, the track bar, so that means we need to create it. A track bar, let's create that. Okay, now let's refresh and see. Something is wrong. Obviously my track bar is wrong. Let's go to our HTML and see. This is ID of track bar, this one, copy, paste it as it is. Okay, track bar. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, as you can see, we have our track bar there. So now what we want, we must jump back to what we usually do, use CSS or reuse. Okay, as you can see, these items are stacked one on top of each other. We want them to be arranged like horizontally. So we've got a class that is responsible for arranging the children of an element like to be arranged like a row or horizontally, one next to each other. So if we are here on track bar area, we can add a class here. I think it's a class of row. Okay, we can get class equal to, let's just add row and see. Okay, that means that is not the class that does this. So let's just go back to our CSS and see which class is that one. Okay, let me use search here so that we can quickly get its row center. Okay, it's row center. So since we are already here, we might as well put this class where it's supposed to be. We put it track bar area, we just add a class equal to row center. Okay, save that and let's go back and refresh. Okay, as you can see, now this has got a row center, but our element, they are not centered inside this. Let's quickly check why. Track bar area, you've got a class of row center. Okay, I'm happy with that. Does this class of row center centers things vertically and horizontally? Yes, but then now okay, Let me check something, because these were supposed to be arranged like what can I say, they are supposed to be in the center of the element, something like flex direction row. Okay, justify content. Okay, as you can see, this item is in the center of this horizontally, but also I want it to be in the center vertically. So let's just quickly go to our mockup and see what we are missing. Okay, we've got a track element, okay, which is this is a track element. Okay, we've got a track section. This is a track section, and this section has centered this track element, which is that's good. Okay, so the track element has been centered. Okay, but the track element itself, okay, of which I think this is in the wrong class. Let's take this. Okay, let's take this. This is the track bar. Okay, I think it's my mistake. We were supposed to put this, let's see, this is the track element, and inside it there is a track bar area. Okay, let's see, track bar area. The track bar area has got okay, I see. What we need to do here, let's undo here. I think this is fine here, but let's also duplicate this and put it here. Okay, go back and see, then I will explain in details what happens. Plug bar area, class row center. Okay, class trace element. Okay, something is just not right. What am I missing? Okay, let me click undo. Okay, let me just check my elements one by one. I've got the track bar here that centers something. What is that thing? It's track element. This is track element. Okay, but as you can see, track element doesn't center anything. Why track element is not centering anything? I believe track element is this white element. The track element has got a background of white, as you can see, but it doesn't center anything. Okay, let's help it to center its element. Row center. Okay, let's see what will happen. As you can see, now it was just like it was just that this element doesn't center its own children. Okay, let's just quickly copy this, okay, and take it to here. Okay, since we are already here, let's check this one. Okay, track bar, the width is 200. Let's make it small a little bit. Okay, I'm happy with this. And what else? Okay, let's see, this has got a row center, the track bar area. Okay, it's got row center, that's fine. And then we've got these. Okay, in the meantime, let's just save this, and then we will add the gaps here after that. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to go to this track bar, copy the declarations, go back to 108, line 108, Control G, 108, enter. Sorry, I'm not in the style sheet. Control G, 108. Okay, this is where we are, and we might as well change this color from black to var, which is a variable color. Color comp, that means the complementary color. Let's just check there. Okay, let's check, is it the same one? Nope, it's not the same one. I think this is color secondary. Let's just check here. Yes, it's color secondary. Go back and change this to color secondary, filantro color secondary. Let's just double check. Okay, let's refresh. Yes, okay. Now what we want to do, we want to add some gaps here, small gaps. So this is what we are going to do. Let's go to that element. Okay, that HTML element, and that HTML element is, let's go down, go down, go down, go down. Okay, and that element is track bar area. Okay, the track bar area has got a class of row center which has got display flex already. The display flex property has got a property of gap. So meaning that we can pick this one. Let's just quickly test. We can pick this ID. Since this ID and this class is like the same thing, the same element, let's change the gap property of this ID to see if it's going to give us what we want, and that is track bar area. Okay, let's go to track bar area. Let's create a style there. Okay, as you can see, the style is an ID. Let's just add a gap there of, just to test, a gap of 5 pixels. Okay, as you can see. Okay, now let me explain what is going on here. This gap property, it's not the property of this ID, because without this class, this gap doesn't exist. Let's prove that. This class is what? It's row center. So as soon as we remove a flex in row center, the gap doesn't work. As you can see, everything collapses. So the gap property here doesn't necessarily belong to this item, but because of this item ID and this row center, they are the same thing. They are targeting the same element, which is this element, track bar area. This gap works because of this display flex. I hope you understand that. So you can only use it in an ID that has got a class row center, or it has got a display flex. I hope you understand that one. So let's quickly copy this, copy all tick relation. Do we have this trace bar area? If we don't have it, we'll create it. Let's see. Okay, trace bar, but not trace bar area. Okay, let me just paste this and copy and paste this ID track bar area. I like to do copy and paste because sometimes I usually write the wrong spelling, and then I will take some time trying to check what's wrong, and that is a waste of my time. So let's just copy this and paste it here. Okay, let's refresh and see. Okay guys, let's end it here for now. Let's look at what we have and what we are looking for. As you can see, there are some similarities we are getting there. Obviously the spacing between our element is not the same as this one, but that is something that we will deal with it later. But in terms of structure and the layout, we are getting there. I'm happy with this. I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. Thank you so much for clicking this video. It means a lot for me. If you've got a chance, you can also help me or support this channel by subscribing. I want you and me, us together, to become better developers. See you on the next one. Okay, let me just leave it here for now. Maybe we can make it different later and change the colors, but I think this one looks better now. This one looks better now. Okay, so now that we are going to create this part, this orange part, we might also consider this circle. Okay, let's just quickly do that, and then we will end the video there. Okay, where I am, this is a track bar and this is a seek bar. Let's go to HTML. right click, inspect this one. Okay, this is the track bar. Okay, so now we are busy with the seek bar. Okay, what we want to do with the seek bar, it must have everything like okay, copy. The seek bar must have everything like the track bar. Maybe the difference will only be the width. The width will be different. Okay, so let's just copy all the properties of the track bar, and from there let's just create a seek bar, and then from there we will change the color to primary, color primary, and that is it. Let's refresh and see. Nope, here. Okay, as you can see now, let's change the width for the seek bar. Okay, let's just put it here for now. Okay, let's just put it here. Happy with that. Copy all this declaration, go back to seek bar. Okay, and save. Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to add that circle. Okay, so let's say the seek bar circle will be inside the seek bar. Okay, let's just say seek circle. Okay, seek circle, I'm happy with it. Now we want a relationship between the seek bar and the seek circle. The relationship is that when this seek bar is moving, the circle must always move with it, and it must always be aligned to the right or to this edge. So how are we going to achieve that? First of all, we need to create a relationship between, some sort of a governing relationship between them, and that will be the seek bar needs to, the position of a seek bar needs to be relative. This just means in simple terms that this is a seek bar. Okay, this just means in simple terms that it governs the child seek circle, meaning that when I'm saying seek circle must be 50%, it means that's 50% of what, let's say I'm talking about the width, it's going to be 50% of this width. If I'm saying the height is 50%, it's going to be 50% of this height, because this relative governs that. It's some sort of, we are telling the seek bar to own these children. So whatever that you do is going to be relative to its parent. Okay, then let's say seek circle here. Okay, let's just make sure that it's the right spelling of seek circle. Copy this and paste it here. Okay, now let's go to the browser. Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to go to seek circle. Okay, we want to create that circle. The width, let's say it's 20 pixel. Okay, and the height, let's say it's 20 pixel. And then the width and the height, and what else, the width and the height, and the color, background color, let's just say blue for now. Okay, and then the border radius. Okay, half of the height, which is 10. Okay, and then that's it. And then what we want to do, we want the position to be absolute, which means absolute, it's more like you want to freely position it to freely float it and move it anywhere you want relative to the parent. Okay, and then after position absolute, let's change the right position of it, the right one, to 0. As you can see now, this right position is relative to its parent because of that position relative on the parent. And then we want the top, let's say for now let's just say 5 pixel. We are going to adjust that. Okay, let's adjust it like this. Okay, as you can see. And then in terms of the right, it's 0 pixel. Let's move it up a little bit, sorry, so that it can be more like in the center, something like this. And then what we are going to do, we are going to change the size of this. Let's say the size, it's, I'm not sure if 10 will work. 10 pixels and 10 pixels here. It's too small. Let's try 15 and let's try 15. Okay, I think this is fine for me. And then what we want to do, we want to change the border radius from 10 to 7.5 pixel. Okay, let's play around with the top. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then let's check here. The color was more like that blue. Okay, for now let's just leave that color there. And then let's copy this, copy all declaration, and go to circle and paste it. Okay, now let's test the relationship. And then in terms of this blue, let's just put a different one, maybe this one, something like this or something like this. Okay, and then let's go back. Okay, so now what we want to do, let's test the relationship between the sig bar and the circle. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the sig bar and I'm going to adjust the width and height. So as you can see that because of what we did, now the sig circle is attached to the sig bar. As you can see, it goes with it. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for clicking this video. I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer from South Africa. This is my YouTube channel, Coded Design. If you feel like this video has added value into your overall front end HTML, CSS, sig bar, containers, and div, please do me a favor and just support me by hitting that subscribe button. Otherwise, for me, Matthew Msingati, see you on the next one.